My name is Emily He, and I'm a senior in Courier House studying bioengineering.
My name is Esther Ko, and I'm a senior studying bioengineering.
I'm Jordan Daigle. I'm in the class of 2022, and I study engineering sciences with a focus on chemical and environmental issues.
My name is Maitri Ambatipudi. I'm a senior at Harvard right now, and I'm studying bioengineering.
I'm Kazi Tasneem. I'm a senior at the college studying bioengineering.
My name is Paula Carrillo Gonzalez. I'm a senior at the college studying bioengineering, and I am class of 2022.
My name is Nico Jeffries. I'm a third-year PhD student in bioengineering. I serve as the teaching fellow.
So this all emerged from a class we were taking, ES96, which is a requirement for all engineers.
Goals of ES96 itself, it's a junior engineering design class. And so it's designed for students to work together as a team to tackle a larger scale engineering problem and going through the design process.
We had a client that was kind of set for us by Professor David Mooney, which was the Harvard Face Masks Committee. And they approached us with a problem, trying to figure out what solutions we can come up with in order to help reduce transmission of SARS-CoV-2, so COVID-19 on campus.
At that point in fall 2020, it was kind of the peak of the pandemic. We weren't sure when that could be back on campus. And so it really was our job to kind of work with face masks or something to mitigate that transmission and to promote like the safety and well-being of all the students, faculty, and staff on campus.
Only a few people were on campus while we were working on the project. So only really 2 people could do the experimentation, and only then for a limited period of time. It was very much you do a little part, I do a little part, and then mesh it all together.
Yeah, the students were met with like a lot of what would seem to be very insurmountable challenges, having to do a very large design project completely virtually.
Because as we presented our results to them and like throughout our later stages of the project, they realized, wow, it's going to be relevant not just for Harvard campus, but for other university campuses and for the wider community.
The first thing that we needed to do was add more specificity and detail to the model.
With the risk quantification paper, we completely changed our modeling approach because we thought of a new way to make it more accurate. With the second paper, the comfort model paper, there was a little bit of change, not as much, but like some changes to make the machine learning model more accurate, some new ways of presenting our data, and then of course, like writing the paper took a while.
I very much enjoyed our writing sessions. We would talk to each other. This would be our time to communicate. And I think had I not had those constant meetings with my friends, I would have not felt so intertwined with the Harvard community during the pandemic year.
Like manuscripts are constantly, like they're not taken in their first go. And so we were really encouraged by our teaching staff and also our teaching fellows that even in professional labs, like papers undergo a rigorous peer review process, and very few of them are accepted in their first round.
It started out by getting rejected quite often, and then in order to resubmit, we had to reformat.
They were met with some very challenging reviewer comments, but they were able to answer in the rebuttals to the reviewers what they saw was within the scope of their project. They learned a lot about the scientific review process by going through the motions of writing these technical manuscripts as a result of their ES96 project.
I don't think any of us came with the intention of getting this final product published. We were truly just working towards the main goals of the class. It led to publication after we had finished the class and after we had realized what we have done.
So the 2 that got accepted, they're about like an actual like creation. So like the risk quantification model or the comfort model. The two review papers that are still pending, those are like an overview.
Having 4 publications, 2 already published in scientific journals, is quite uncanny. So I would say this is quite novel.
This is my first time being published.
It was the first instance of we were like the first authors, like we were the people like driving forward the project specifically. And I think that was really valuable.
My experience in this group overall was tremendous in the sense that we all agreed on the direction of the paper, what we ultimately wanted it to accomplish. And it was fantastic to have so many writers.
I'm applying to PhD programs, and so that's getting published is kind of a must-have when you are doing your PhD. And so I'm very glad that I got that early on experience.
Being able to coordinate the leadership involved in the team, really putting in their heart into the project and kind of pulling through was, for me, it was quite remarkable to see. And I was very proud of them.